Hello, back again on the Top Recap channel. This time I will tell a movie's entitled The History of Violence. Let's get straight into the storyline. At the beginning of the film, two men, Leland Jones and William Billy, have just come out of a suburban coffee shop. Jones is a middle-aged man, while Billy is in his 20s. As they were about to continue on their way, they realized that their water supply had run out. So Jones asked Billy to go back inside and get some water. After Billy re-entered the store, he saw bodies scattered and blood splattered everywhere. As it turned out, Jones and Billy were a gang of robbers who often targeted small shops on the outskirts of the city. This was quite reasonable for them, because these shops generally lacked security, making it easier to commit robberies there. While Billy was filling up the water, a little girl suddenly came out of hiding. The girl seemed to have been concealed there while the massacre was taking place. Not wanting his actions to be discovered, Billy pulled out his gun and, without hesitation, killed the innocent little girl. The scene then switches to a man named Tom Stahl, who is about to open his restaurant in a small town in Indiana. Tom has a son named Jack, a high school student. That day, Jack was seen participating in a baseball game and managed to bring his team to victory.
Game over! Guys, come on, let's go!
However, while in the locker room, Jack was approached by a young man named Bobby, who was upset that his team had been defeated by Jack's. Bobby challenged Jack to a fight, but because Jack didn't want to get into trouble, he asked Bobby to stop bothering him and admitted that he was indeed a coward who was afraid of him. Everyone seemed amused by Jack's bold and unexpected response, so Bobby finally chose to leave. That evening, Tom and his employees were cleaning up as the diner was about to close. Only two customers were still finishing their meals.
Have a good evening.
You too. See you tonight, Charlie.
Shortly after, Jones and Billy entered the diner and ordered food from Tom. Tom politely told the two men that the kitchen was closed. Hearing this, Jones looked irritated and snapped at him.
I said, coffee!
Not wanting any trouble, Tom relented and served them. He then told his waitress to go home since it was late. However, as she headed for the door, Billy suddenly stood up, blocked her way, and treated her harshly.
Don't fucking move.
Jones then pulled out his gun and threatened Tom, demanding all the money. But Tom did not stay silent. With one quick move, he immobilized both Jones and Billy. Although his leg was injured by a knife stab, he managed to defeat them with surprising ease. Everyone who witnessed Tom's actions was shocked. No one expected that Tom, who always seemed ordinary, polite, and friendly, could fight like a professional killer. After that incident, local and international media reported on Tom's heroic actions and hailed him as a true hero who single-handedly defeated a gang of ruthless robbers. Tom's wife, Edie, picked him up at the hospital to take him home. Crowds had gathered outside to cheer him on, and several reporters were waiting at his house. Tom, however, politely asked them to leave, saying, "Anybody would have done that."
And that was Tom Stahl, American hero, man of few words.
When Tom entered the house, Jack welcomed him proudly, while Edie noticed a black car parked nearby. She assumed it was just more reporters and didn't pay much attention. A few days later, Tom's diner reopened, but this time it was packed with visitors eager to meet the local hero. So many people came that Edie even stepped in to help Tom and his staff. Soon, a group of men in elegant suits entered the diner. Their leader, Carl Fogarty, referred to Tom as Joey Cusack. Tom denied it, insisting his name was Tom Stahl. Carl then removed his glasses and asked if Tom recognized him. Tom continued to deny it and even showed his ID card, but Carl only smirked slyly and left.
Good. It's Tom. My name's Tom Stahl.
After their departure, Edie called Sheriff Carney to report the three suspicious men. The sheriff quickly approached Carl's car to interrogate them, but Carl claimed they were just there to enjoy the diner's coffee.
What business did you have at Stahl's Diner today?
Well, we heard the coffee was terrific.
Later, Sheriff Carney visited Tom and Edie at their house. He revealed that Carl Fogarty was a notorious crime boss from Philadelphia, known for being ruthless in his criminal dealings. Even so, Carl and his henchmen always managed to escape prison because they had plenty of money. Sheriff Carney then asked Tom if he had a problem with Carl and his men. Tom replied that Carl thought he was Joey Cusack, yet he claimed he knew nothing about Joey.
Citizen, we have to take them seriously.
Sure.
The next day, on Sunday, Tom decided to go to his diner to calm his mind, even though it was closed. While sipping his coffee thoughtfully, he noticed Carl's car parked in front of the shop. After a moment, the car drove away. Fearing Carl would show up at his house, Tom rushed out of the diner and called his wife. Running home, he told Edie to grab the shotgun from the top of the cupboard in case Carl and his men attacked. Long story short, Tom made it home first. Edie asked what was really going on. Jack, who was eating breakfast, looked shocked. It was the first time he had seen his father with a shotgun. A few days later, Edie and her daughter Sarah visited a shopping center.
Yeah, I think I like them. I have a pair of these myself. They look great and they
While Edie was busy shopping, Sarah suddenly disappeared. Panicked, Edie searched frantically, but luckily found her daughter before anything bad happened. Unexpectedly, Carl appeared. He confronted Edie, telling her the truth about her husband, that he was Joey Cusack, the most feared assassin in Philadelphia, nicknamed the Ghost. Carl said Tom was the one who had injured his eye. Edie refused to believe Carl's words and immediately took her daughter away. Meanwhile, at school, Jack once again became the target of bullying by Bobby and his friends. They insulted and mocked Jack's family, even calling his father a murderer. Enraged, Jack fought back. Because of the fight, Jack was suspended from school and scolded by his father. Tom advised him that violence wasn't the right solution. But Jack shot back, reminding his father of the way he had killed the robbers at the diner. Hearing this, Tom grew furious and slapped his son across the face.
Jack!
Later, as Tom and Edie were discussing Carl himself arrived at their house with 2 henchmen. He demanded Tom come with them to Philadelphia, saying someone wanted to meet him. To force Tom's compliance, they had taken Jack hostage. Not wanting to endanger his son, Tom agreed to go with them, on the condition that Jack be freed. Carl accepted and released Jack. Once he was sure his family was safe, Tom took back his words, saying he wasn't going to Philadelphia. Enraged, Carl ordered his men to drag Tom away by force. But Tom quickly disarmed and killed them. During the struggle, Carl managed to shoot Tom in the shoulder, leaving him helpless. Standing over him, Carl asked if Tom had any last words. Tom replied coldly that he should have killed Carl back in Philadelphia. At that moment, Jack appeared, seeing his father in danger, shot Carl dead.
You should have.
Tom was rushed to the hospital for intensive care. Not long after, Edie came to see him. With a heavy heart, Tom finally confessed his true identity. He was Joey Cusack, a hitman who once worked for Philadelphia gangsters. But he told her he had buried that life to start anew after falling in love with her. Hearing this, Edie was devastated and furious.
You have to know this. I wasn't really born again until I met you.
I don't believe you.
When Tom returned home, he became increasingly isolated from both his family and the community. Even Jack seemed deeply disappointed that his father turned out to be a murderer. Soon after, Sheriff Carney visited the Stahl household to ask about Carl's death. Suspicion weighed heavily on Tom, especially with rumors spreading that he was an assassin. Unexpectedly, Edie stepped in to defend her husband. She insisted Tom was innocent and not Joey Cusack, saying their family had suffered enough since the diner robbery. She pleaded with the sheriff not to make things worse. Uncomfortable, Sheriff Carney left. That night, while the family slept, Tom suddenly woke to a phone call. On the line was Richie, a man from Philadelphia. Richie ordered Tom to come see him, threatening to show up at Tom's house if he refused. Not wanting to endanger his family further, Tom decided to travel to Philadelphia alone. Upon arriving, he was met by one of Richie's men at a bar, who escorted him to Richie's residence. Richie, the most respected crime boss in Philadelphia, turns out to be Tom's older brother. Tom and Richie then engage in a tense conversation, during which Richie expresses his disappointment that Tom suddenly disappeared during their battles against rival gangsters in the city. Tom soon realizes that his past actions had hindered Richie's rise as a crime boss who sought to rule all of Philadelphia. Wanting to make amends, Tom offers to return to being a hitman for his brother. But Richie, instead of accepting, reveals his true intentions. He wants to eliminate Tom once and for all. Richie orders his men to kill Tom.
You could die, Joey.
However, it proved to be no match for him. It doesn't take long for Tom to finish off all of Richie's men single-handedly. When Tom is about to kill Richie, Richie seems as though he wants to say something. But Tom does not care. He pulls the trigger and kills his brother without hesitation. Afterward, Tom immediately drives back home to Indiana. When he arrives, his wife and children are preparing dinner. Jack cautiously offers his father some food. After a tense and awkward silence, Beatty invites Tom to sit with them, a quiet but powerful gesture signaling his acceptance back into their lives.